Lakers.
By far, the biggest name in this draft is a player some analysts don't believe should even be a second-round pick, Bronny James. Most mock drafts have Bronny going 55th overall to the Lakers. That would be the 25th pick in the second round, or fourth from the end of the draft. Bronny, of course, suffered a heart issue ahead of his one season at USC, got a late start, averaged 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists as a team with high expectations, struggled all season. By all accounts, he performed pretty well at the pre-draft combine. So now the question looms. Is there a team out there that believes Bronny is worth a higher pick? NBC Sports is now reporting that Philadelphia, at 41, is still thinking about drafting Bronny with hopes of luring LeBron to play for the Sixers. Good luck with that. Or will Bronny go 55th overall, mostly because, as some people think, of his father? So, Rachel, exactly how good do you think Bronny can be?
Look, at the upside, he can be a good defensive guard. He's got great court vision. He seems to be a very good teammate, which was not a given his upbringing. He could have had this holier than now, I'm LeBron's son attitude. Yep. No one on any team he's ever played on has said that. He needs to learn how to create more. He needs to improve his shot. Now, his father improved his shot significantly throughout his NBA career, so...
Well, he certainly did this last year.
Certainly we can see Bronny having a trajectory like that. Will he ever be a star? I don't think so. It does not seem like, just his size and some of the other things about the way he plays, I don't think he's a future star player, but... You know, high end. Is he a Marcus Smart? I mean, is that there are guys who have made a living in this league being solid defensive guards. Davion Mitchell is a comp that Bronny himself brought up, and that's a guy with, you know, quick feet, similarly sized, a lot of defensive point of attack tendencies. So there are guys in the NBA who have made decent careers out of being the kind of player that at his high point he could be. On the other hand, we've seen guys drafted at that spot who have fallen out of the league or who don't last very long. The thing is, number 55, it's not such a high-value pick that you can't take a flyer on someone. Keyshawn, you know, my second-round picks theory, people throw them around like singles at a strip club because there's so many of them and they don't mean that much.
Lord have mercy.
If you look at the last couple guys to go at number 55, the guy who went at 55 last year played a total of 4 minutes in the NBA last season. And the guy who went 55 the year before that spent his rookie season in the G League. So the bar, if they take him at 55, is not that he has to be just fantastic, Victor Wembanyama, out of the gate. He just needs to be someone you think that you can develop. And I don't think it's so crazy that given all the other factors the Lakers have, they're like, great, this is a better number 55 than a lot of the other guys we could pick at this spot.
I don't know where he's going, when he's going to go. But I can tell you one thing that I do know. He's going to play professional basketball somewhere. Okay? That's what I could tell you. Now, you say, well, what does that mean, Keyshawn?
Other than the NBA?
It could be, well, it could be the G League, it could be the NBA, it could be overseas. He's going to play basketball. That's a given. That's all I can tell you. I don't know where he's going to go. But I could also tell you at the same time, the Lakers aren't going to allow him, not the Lakers, I'm sorry, Clutch and Rich Paul and LeBron James are not going to allow him to slip past 55. I will bet you whatever you want to, that's not going to happen. Now, could he go before 55? Yeah, that would be, yeah, of course. But they ain't going to let him go past 55, man. No one's going to, the Lakers aren't going to dangle him out there and leave him hanging out on the bridge and they sitting at 55 and like Rachel just said, singles at a strip club. They just giving them out because they don't mean much, 4 quarters. They're not going to do that. Now, I understand those picks in the past didn't pan out at the level, but it doesn't matter. He just needs to be on a roster, get an opportunity to compete, develop his game. Okay, he made the decision to stay in the draft and not go to college and transfer via the portal. He said, okay, I'm ready to do this. I want to grow up now. Now it's just a matter of where are you going to grow up at? Are you going to grow up in the shadows of Pops, which is all fine and dandy? I like that. I have no problem with that at all. Or is it Philadelphia? Or is it Miami? Or is it the Celtics? Where is someone going to say, we're willing to develop him because we see enough in him? We know he's not going to be a frontline guy for us, but he certainly is a guy that could get some minutes in the future, can contribute at times. Think about it, man. There's been other players in this league whose sons have gone on that have not been high draft picks. I'm not talking about Austin Rivers and those. I'm talking about guys like K.J. Martin or guys like Scottie Pippen Jr.
Yeah.
They get minutes. They were not high draft picks, but they stuck. They got minutes. They're developing. And then eventually they're going to turn into something. So when I look at players, even though Patrick Beverly had a long run at getting to the NBA because he had to bounce around a little bit, but Patrick Beverly had a hell of a career, man. He had a hell of a career. But we're looking at the last...
It took him a while to get started in that career.
Doesn't matter, though.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, right, Skip?
No.
Kind of the point,
We're looking
right?
at the last name, James, and we're acting like he's got to be LeBron. He ain't never going to be LeBron. Bryce ain't going to be LeBron. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, no.
Will you tell me, where has a son come from in professional sports to be on the Mount Rushmore equal to a father
Ooh,
in sports?
Can I buzz in? Can I
Yeah.
buzz in? Ken Griffey Jr.?
No, but his father ain't on Mount Rushmore.
Oh, well, you mean, oh, okay, both parents, both sides. on
Yeah,
that.
we're even close to that.
Bobby and Brett Hull? Not
But
quite
then
Mount
you got
Rushmore.
you
They're like in
giving
the
me
larger
hockey. I ain't.
Rocky
I'm not dialed in yet. I know we got the finals going
You
on
know
in Indy last
you
night, but I'm
know
not.
who Brett
I said
Hull is.
I know who they are, but I'm not like dialed into that. But you understand what I'm saying? But we put this expectation on this young man as if he's supposed to be the equal
No,
to his
I
father.
couldn't agree
It's
more.
not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Just let's stop it. He's gonna get an opportunity to play professional basketball, whether it's with the Lakers or some other team.
Okay. If this young man's last name were Smith, if he were Bronny Smith right now, he would not get drafted because he would still be in college.
But
He
I
would
was about
already
to
he
say
would
that,
be
Skip.
committed. He would be
I was
going
gonna
back to
say that.
USC to
Yes.
say, let's start fresh.
Yeah.
I got my heart issue behind me. God, I'm knocking on wood for him, God willing. And I'm going to start it up again, and I'm going to do it right this year. And if it took going back a third year, maybe even like Austin Reeves, a fourth year. Austin
his
Reeves,
dad-
did it.
But his dad has allowed and put in the work so he can skip the line. And there's nothing wrong with
Yeah,
that.
okay. I got you. But in all my years of trying to analyze an NBA or NFL, whatever draft, I can't remember a bigger X factor of a player than Bronny is right now because it's almost unknowable because I just throw out his 1 year at your school. I don't know what to make of it. He got a late start. He had this issue hanging over his head. He did not shoot it well from three. He was sub 30%, and he's better than that. I have seen him in the McDonald's All-Star game. He shot threes in clutch situations and made several. He can do that. He can be 3 and D. I just couldn't see it at USC because everything went wrong, and Isaiah Collier was your top recruit in that class, and I don't know what happened. It just didn't work. It got off wrong, and it stayed wrong the whole year, and now your coach is at SMU.
The coach
right?
was eyeing a new job.
I guess he was. Okay, so to Rachel's points about this young man, he's not going to be a good teammate. He's going to be a great teammate.
Well, yeah.
They raised him right. I get chills when I think about it because you want to talk about spotlight pressure that he's been under since he was a little baby. And with that name, say he's got to be LeBron James Jr. Are you kidding me? And you chose to play basketball. You watched your son try to be Keyshawn Jr. and play football. It's hard, man. The world is watching from your youth participation. And he handled it not just well, he handled it beautifully, and he will continue to handle it beautifully. So he's prepared correctly. He will, whatever the pressure is going to be exerted next year, he will handle that pressure. I still say he was literally born to play alongside his father because his game weirdly completely complements his father's game. And you can't tell me they don't have some wavelength just because of their connection. He raised him, and they've been in the backyard shooting for hours and hours and hours and playing a little one-on-one, and they know each other's ways and quirks and games. And he belongs beside his father. Maybe it's for 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes a night, but because of the 3 and D capabilities, he's perfect for his father's game. And he can benefit his father as well as complement him. So I like him. In fact, I love him with LeBron. I'm not sure I love him elsewhere. I think you'd like to see him go stand on his own 2 feet and say, I can do this. Boy, it's going to be hard.
I think it's going to be hard either way, though,
Yeah.
Skip, because you're saying 20 minutes a game. Well, who are you taking the minutes from?
I agree. That's why I feel
It's
for
hard,
J.J. Redick.
It's hard, regardless if he goes somewhere else, right? What do you like? Again, this is not the Houston Rockets of 2 years ago, where they had a bunch of young guys and they would just let them play. This is not that. This is a team with 2 top 10 stars and a couple other veterans that's going to come along as we get down in our rundown. We'll talk about those veterans potentially. They ain't wasting their years, and that's what goes back to the LeBron situation where, hey man, we get it, but we trying to win a championship. So where are those minutes coming from?
I think 20 minutes would be a lot. And I think you would say the same thing, too.
I'm looking more at 2 or 3 years
down the road.
Well, 2 or 3 years from now, his dad will be retired.
He will. But right out of the box, could he play 10 minutes a night with his father? Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, look, his name isn't Bronny Smith. And it's not just in terms of the attention and, okay, you can't take that away. He has sat and watched more NBA games than I guarantee you any other kid in this draft, both in person and on TV.
I could agree with you on that.
Right? He has had one-on-one access to one of the greatest minds to ever play basketball. Not just to ask advice
Not just
from.
him, though, Rachel. Many other people that align themselves with LeBron.
Who have come
whether
through,
it's Chris
come
Paul
to
or
hang
whoever.
100%. And so, again, I don't see any other kid in the draft who has the benefit of that. So that's not enough to overtake great shooting. It's not enough to overtake size, all of those things. But when you're looking
By the way,
at the
he
fact,
measured at 6'1.5" in bare feet.
Right.
So go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, but one of the things when you're talking about a guy's intangibles is that he's not Bronny Smith. He is Bronny James. So I think that will help him as he goes into the NBA.